Most founders think paying for a work expense with a personal card is just a formality.
But that's the invisible trigger. It quietly pierces your corporate veil. You won't feel it today, but when scrutiny hits, your personal savings become reachable.
This is Business Unpacked. Let's survive.
All right, let's jump right in. This week, we're unpacking Vitaly Gonchar's latest insights for founders. And the first trap, honestly, it doesn't even feel like a trap. It just feels like convenience. We're talking about the danger of commingled funds.
You got it. And Vitaly's point is super clear. When you mix your personal and business cash, it's not just messy for your accountant. No, you are literally inviting personal liability for your company's debts.
Yeah, but come on, every founder has thought it, right? It's all my money anyway. What difference does it make which card I use?
And see, that's the big myth. The law cares a lot. The entire reason you set up a corporation is to create a legal wall between you and the business. The second you start treating the company's bank account like your personal piggy bank, a court can do something called piercing the corporate veil. It sounds dramatic because it is. They can just ignore the company's existence and come straight for your personal assets to pay off business debts. Poof! That limited liability you were counting on, gone.
So what do? It all comes down to discipline. Vitaly gives us 3 hard and fast rules. 1. Stop taking client payments to your personal bank account. Just stop. 2. If you absolutely have to use your own card for a business expense, you need to file that expense report that same day. No excuses. And 3, and this is the mindset shift, treat the company bank account like it's a stranger's wallet. You wouldn't just take cash out of that, would you? All this talk about discipline and structure, it's the perfect lead-in to our sponsor. Because let's be real, you can't avoid these traps without having the right systems in place. We were asked to give a shout out to the product LF Boss, Business Operations System Standard. And honestly, looking at the specs, it makes sense.
Totally. And here's the difference. Most software just rents you a seat. LF Boss is about building you a machine, a genuine asset for your business. It kills the chaos by tying everything together, Stripe, QuickBooks, all of it, which, by the way, directly helps you avoid that whole commingling mess we were just talking about. And get this, the payment model is completely different. There were no monthly fees, no lockouts. You make money first and then you pay from your profit. Plus, you don't just pay, you get paid. Use their tools and you automatically get a 50% revenue share back. You're literally turning your operations into an income stream.
So look, if you want to stop relying on random chats and start building an asset, go to the link in the description. Okay, let's get back to it. The next founder trap.
All right, next up is a myth that's all about trust and relationships. It's the handshake deal, the verbal agreement.
Oh, this one hits close to home.
I mean, who hasn't done this? You shake hands, you look someone in the eye, and you think, my word is my bond. We're good. We have a great relationship. But that's where Vitaly just comes in and drops the hammer. He says, relying on a relationship isn't a business strategy, it's a structural defect. He's incredibly blunt about it. If it is not in writing, it legally does not exist. Period. Think about it. Memories fade, people forget details under pressure, managers change. A good vibe is not a contract. When things go south and you have no paper trail, you have nothing.
So the fix for this is almost painfully simple, but you have to do it. It's non-negotiable. Step 1. The second you finish a conversation about scope, timeline, or money, you immediately send an email summarizing everything you just agreed on. Step 2. You have to get a clear, written reply confirming it, something like, yes, that's correct. If you don't get that confirmation, you have no agreement. It's really that black and white.
All right, on to our last myth for the week. And this one feels like it's on a whole other level of complexity. It's this belief that a signed contract and a paid invoice is the end of the story. That it's all the proof you need to show where your money came from. And this is so important, especially if you're working in major markets. Vitaly's warning is that banks and regulators now draw a very, very thick line between two things, source of funds and source of wealth. They sound similar, but they're not. Your invoice, that just shows the source of funds for that one transaction. But what they're auditing now is your source of wealth. They want the whole backstory, the complete unbroken chain of how you made that money starting from day one. And the risk, if you can't provide that, it's huge. We're talking about your accounts getting frozen indefinitely. So the only way to protect yourself is to be proactive. You need to build what Vitaly calls a proof of funds file. Think of it like a dossier on your own money. It needs to show that unbroken history from the very beginning all the way to today, because in the world of compliance, any gap in that chain is automatically seen as a risk.
So when you step back and look at all three of these things, mixing your money, relying on verbal deals, not documenting your capital's history, a pretty clear picture emerges, doesn't it? The hard truth this week is that so many founders are still acting like freelancers. This is the wake-up call to start building a real, defensible, auditable company.
That's exactly it. All this structure, it's not bureaucracy for the sake of it. It's your defense. It's the only thing that separates a genuine business asset from just a stressful, high-paying job. And that really brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. Is what you're building an asset, or is it just your job? To dig deeper into any of this, all the links are waiting for you in the description.